Barnaby and Nicholas, it must be a schoolboy's dream to actually be inside a Dalek.
Well, yes, I think it is. I think if you told my sort of 8-year-old self, one day you're going to grow up and be very poor, and then after that you'll do Doctor Who, I think, I would have sort of melted and evaporated as a child from that. It's if you're going to play a monster in Doctor Who, you really want to play a Dalek. It's the number one.
And Nick, what about you?
Yeah, well, I mean, I can only...
How did you get the job? What did you do? Send in a CV?
Yeah. I mean, Dalek training is quite a big part of every drama student's training. Barnaby and I were actually at drama school together back in the late Triassic period, so we've known each other for absolutely ages.
Now, would you believe I was actually in a Stephen Moffat production as a Dalek, but it was The Curse of Fatal Death.
Oh, were you indeed?
1999, I was the grey and blue Dalek at the back. That was not in those shots. But the thing I found, I got forgotten. Do you get forgotten?
Oh, constantly, darling.
Out of sight and out of mind. Everyone is for lunch.
It's not that nobody cares. It's just that when that lid goes on, and when that, it's easy to forget that there's been a person in there for, half an hour, or sometimes 2 hours, or sometimes on one notorious incident during the Parting of the Ways episode, wasn't it?
5.5
hours.
Not that you're bitter about it, but
not that we've let this dwell on us and eat us away inside all these years. No, not at all. No, it's a testament actually to what a brilliant design the Dalek is, really, isn't it? Because once you're in it, and once it's all put together and it's sitting there, nobody thinks of it as a load of plywood and fiberglass and stuff that the people like Mike have put together with a bald actor sitting inside.
Obviously,
bald is essential.
It's a height of fashion.
But actually, getting back to your first question, I don't want to just trump you, but actually we go a bit further back than that, because the first time that both of us were Daleks was 20 years ago, frighteningly, because in the 30 Years in the TARDIS documentary, which was just after we'd left drama school,
with Mike,
we went over Westminster Bridge in those Daleks, and that's the first time we ever did.
Fantastic. Yeah. Well, I remember that clip. I think that was great.
So, it's 50 years for Doctor Who, but 20 years of Daleks for us. So we're very happy.
Flashes your lights, doesn't he?
Well, yes and no, and sometimes, and it's a very complicated answer. They are voice activated sometimes by Nick's voice, but on other occasions, depending on the distance between here and there, and frequencies and cameras.
How many explosions?
Yes. Sometimes we have to go really low tech, and we just sit inside the Dalek, pressing the button, and we go in time to exterminate, and we have to do it ourselves like that.
Because I really do think that a lot of people think they're radio controlled, either partially or completely.
Right.
Nick is partially radio controlled.
It's my left arm. It's on the blink again. But yeah, no, some people do think that a Dalek operator means some guy standing behind the camera with a remote control thing. And I would say it's a great compliment that people think they're radio controlled, but actually no, it's just, we're cheaper, basically, than technology.
Yes.
So we get inside and we do it ourselves.
And Danny, have explosions and Daleks crossed swords in the past?
Yes.
Because I did detect a little bit of a...
We love that. Danny comes up to us with a sort of grin on his face and you think, right, we know what's happening now. Yeah.
Do you ever get someone... Actually, we might take the artists out of these Daleks for this, but you're probably...
They're very well protected.
They're made of polycarbide armour, after all,